got to work. It's about 5:15, and I'm just going to walk you through my day-to-day. I'm a health, safety, and environmental engineer at Neptune in Tallahassee, and it should be an interesting day, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm about to go out on the floor to check on things this morning, see if everything's going, but we gotta put on our PPE first. So I'll put on my prescription safety glasses, make sure nothing gets into my eye, and I'll put on my composite coat shoes, nice and hard, so that nothing will hurt my feet if blisters fall. And yeah, those are the things you gotta wear to be on the floor. You gotta wear closed-toed shoes and safety glasses. There are some areas that need hearing protection, like earplugs, and so I'll grab some of those on my way. We also gotta make sure we wear our masks because we gotta keep each other safe and respect each other. So that's what you gotta wear to be on the floor. On my way back to my desk, I'll talk to y'all a little bit more about me. Like I said earlier, I'm a health, safety, and environmental engineer, which means I work with OSHA compliance and RICA compliance and making sure people are safe at work, and also making sure that we do what we can to protect the environment, dispose of things properly, all that fun stuff. I went to Auburn and I studied industrial engineering, and then I went on to get my master's degree in industrial engineering, and I focused on occupational safety and ergonomics, and then I came to work here. So that's kind of my story, and I look forward to telling you more about my day. I'm back at my desk. I'm going to take a mask off. I just wanted to show you how I manage my days and my weeks. My job is pretty self-driven, self-motivated. There's things I need to do, but I can do it kind of how I want, in the order I want, whatnot. So what I do is I make very detailed checklists in my planner of things I need to complete that week, and when I complete them, I check them off. So some weeks are a little more busy than others, but it's just a good way for me to help stay on top of things and make sure I'm getting everything done. Alright, so now I'm in the chemical storage building. It's a place where we keep chemicals and different kinds of waste and things as we wait for somebody to come pick them up, but also just different chemicals that we use throughout the process. Every Wednesday we do what's called an environmental walk, which is when we check out this building and walk around the buildings just to make sure that there's not sand on the ground that could get into a waterway, or there's not any visual emissions, so our processes aren't putting things into the air that we can see. And we also check on all our hazardous waste hoppers and collection points to make sure those are doing what they're supposed to be doing or being kept well and all of that fun stuff. That's what we're about to do, and after that I'll come back and talk some more. So we just finished our environmental walk and everything looks good. Everything's good to go. It already got kind of dirty, but that's okay. I'll wash my hands. Here at Neptune we make water meters, which is something you don't really think about having to be made or produced, but all of that starts with melting the metal to make the outer part of the water meter. So I'm going to take you to the foundry and just show you some metal being melted. It's kind of cool. Kind of look at that process. It's very loud in there, so I'm not going to talk or anything. I'm just going to show you the process. So here we go. And because it's very loud, we got to wear a hearing protection. I'm going to put that in before I go into the foundry and show you some metal being melted. So that was just a little taste of the foundry where we actually melt the metal and make the metal part of the water meter. Now we're going to go across the way to the factory where we actually clean up the metal that was casted or melted into a shape. We clean that up and we put the actual measuring elements all in it and make a whole water meter. Probably the water meter that you have in your house. So I'm going to go show you some of that now. Another thing that falls under my responsibility is doing ladder inspections. So I'm out here in our water lab going to check some ladders. Ladders have to be inspected every 3 months or quarterly, whichever you're dealing with. And you just want to make sure that everything is good to go, nothing's broken on the ladder, all the labels are there, all that stuff. So I'm just gonna check these ladders, make sure they're good to go. Another project I have on my to-do list this week is updating some lockout tagouts. Lockout tagout is a system that makes a procedure to make sure that equipment is shut down properly and it can't be accidentally turned back on when people are working on it. And so every piece of this equipment at Neptune has one of these, and that's literally thousands. But throughout the year, certain departments come up that need to be evaluated, so I just review those and then put out the new sheets for the next year. So that's what I'm working on right now. So every day in the middle of the day, we take a stretching break, and an alarm goes off that we just missed, and some music will start playing, and we all just take a few minutes to stretch together. So I'll try to get some video of that for you guys too. But it's just a nice break to remind us that we need to take care of ourselves, and here we go. Another thing that I had on my agenda today is to practice for a presentation. My boss and I are giving a presentation at a virtual conference next week, so we wanted to run through everything to make sure we had all the kinks worked out. I will turn you around and we can talk a little bit more about the setup and what we're going to be talking about. So we're talking about using lean tools and principles to strengthen your safety culture at the AME conference that was supposed to be in Toronto, but now it's just all online. In order to make sure this goes as smoothly as possible, I have a pretty big setup here. We got the second monitor to talk to the presentation view. So we have it presenting on one screen, and then we have presentation view on my actual laptop. I'm going to share the screen that's obviously the presentation with the conference. We have a microphone because I tend to be soft-spoken, so we want to make sure that everyone can hear me. I have my webcam so you can see my beautiful face, and of course my ring light because I want to be a YouTube star, I guess, but really it just helps with the lighting on a web camera. So hopefully it'll all go well. We've been practicing a lot, and I'm excited to tell folks about the tools we use to help make Neptune a safer place to work. Alright, so we have 2 more meetings of the day. These are meetings for our departmental safety subcommittee. Safety is really important at Neptune, and in order to better engage people in safety and making their job safer and working safely, we put together these committees, these teams of hourly workers who own their part of safety. So this team that I'm meeting with today, or I'm meeting with them twice, but I digress, is all about looking at their areas and the departments for OSHA compliance and making sure that their areas are good to go. So today we're talking about fall protection. You can kind of see on the screen even though it's backwards. And so I'm going to talk with the foundry second shift in a little bit about fall protection, just going over what the law says you have to do to keep people safe from falls and the different things that go into it. And then a little while after that, I'll talk to the factory second shift about the same thing, and then we'll be done for the day. So almost there. So as part of this departmental safety subcommittee, my co-partner in crime is my friend and co-worker, Tim.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit what you do, Tim.
Here at Neptune?
Yeah.
I'm the planner and scheduler for the factory maintenance team. So basically any kind of work order that goes through the system, I look at it, review it, make sure that it gets planned and scheduled appropriately, and also I look at all the work orders that come through the system and see what we can do to make our preventive maintenance and make our whole maintenance program better.
So Tim is the best, and he's a great asset to where I was trying to find on making Neptune a place to work. So thanks for being my friend, Tim.